right, 4 minutes after 9 o'clock. Hey, it's Friday. It's Friday. Friday's a fun day, isn't it? And, we have some fun with our electronic devices. Jim George is here to answer questions about those devices. He is the owner of American Cable Services, and it's amazing what that little tiny cable can bring into our homes. I'm always amazed at that, actually. Jim is here to answer our questions, and the phone number to call right now, if you're interested in asking a question, is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-9622. Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Good morning.
Yeah, we do. We love that. And it's amazing to me, that little tiny thing, that whatever you call it.
Right, coaxial cable.
Coaxial. Okay, coaxial cable. All those channels, all that music, everything's right in there.
If it all comes through the cable, it all comes through coaxial, but it could come off the air, like your little antennas you can buy for your home and receive like 20 channels here in Ocala free just by putting up a little flat antenna on your home. Like you, Larry, you could put up a little flat antenna on side of
I'm listening. You kidding me? There's 20 channels in our area?
Yep, you could they come mostly out of Orlando, of course, but you can get 3 out of Gainesville.
Are they clear?
They're very clear. Super clear. All digital. 100%.
Well, maybe I'll get this.
It's a flat
You can go to
antenna.
Walmart and buy a little flat antenna for the over-the-air channels.
How much?
Under 50, maybe 25.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
You put it up on the side of your house, or it'd be nice to buy like a little 30-foot telescopic antenna.
That puts you out of business, though. You're selling cable.
No, in your case where you're not really interested in the USAs and the ESPNs, but
Right.
you are interested in all the local things going
Right.
on. Of course, you could watch 24-hour a day of Zimmerman if you really wanted to.
I think Joe's
I'm
interested.
so
Joe's
glad.
Yeah, Joe's interested. He wants
I
one
am
of those
so
too.
glad it's
20
going to the jury
channels.
today. Yeah,
20.
easily.
Wow.
You see, for instance,
Cool.
Channel 2 has 2.1 and 2.2 on the digital.
Okay, let me stop you right there just for a second, because I have a question about this. When everything was analog, I had a hard time with Channel 2.
Right.
It was not close enough. You mean digital, it's clearer for some reason?
It is clearer.
Really?
Yes.
And is the flat antenna digital?
It is. It's made to pick up the digital signals.
Oh,
Now, if you still have an old analog antenna,
Uh-huh.
they will work just fine. The only thing they would like me to do is change the little matching transformer that's up on top of the antenna to a much newer one, much better one.
Would rabbit ears
It's
work?
like a $2 device.
wow.
Yeah, you change that.
Would rabbit ears work?
Rabbit ears would almost work perfectly.
You're kidding.
No, almost.
So where does the flat thing go, on top of your roof?
It has to go above your roof line, yes.
Is it called flat because it is flat?
It is flat. Now, you can get different ones. You can get ones called bow tie.
Right.
They look just like a bow tie.
Which one do you like the best?
I like the flat ones, but we use a larger one. In other words, instead of buying a little $29 one, you could buy like maybe a $60 one. And so instead of being 18 inches by 18 inches, it's
Right.
more like 30 inches by 30 inches. But it's still flat.
Does the tree line get in the way like it does with a dish antenna?
It does. The deal with digital is you either have it or you don't. Like when you had analog
Right.
and it rained, the signal would get snowy
Right,
or
right,
weaker.
right.
That's not the way digital works. The way digital works is you either are receiving the digital or you are not.
Are you aiming it at a satellite or at the station?
You
'Cause-
just aim it towards Orlando.
Really? So it's just like in the old days when you aim your antenna. Like I can remember living in Rainbow Lakes Estates,
Right.
which had like no TV service at all,
Right.
And you had to turn the antenna to face Jacksonville for Channel 4, Orlando for Channel 2, and I have no idea what the rest of them were, but I remember those two.
Right.
And so the same thing with this. You have to aim it toward the station.
Well, almost. This is really an omnidirectional as compared to just a plain directional.
Really?
And which means it has gain off the back of it and it has gain off the front of it. The antennas that you're thinking about, the old analog antennas, were designed purposely to have gain only off the front. So you had to aim it towards the station you wanted.
Doesn't this put? Okay, I know I asked you this. Doesn't this put you out of bit? I mean, this sounds like the thing to do? Why would it? To be honest with you, cable just seems too expensive for what you get. For me personally,
No, I agree. That's why they have the a la carte that the FCC.
that's what I like.
Yeah. That's what we're pushing for. That's why we want to have an a la carte service. Now, what we would do is we would put up a bigger tower. We would put a bigger antenna. We would receive those digital signals, and we would send them to you through the internet, and they would be provided, let's say, for a flat fee of $10. Just use that. And that's
Really?
it. And that's all you pay for is those off-the-air channels. Now, if you look at the electronic programming guide and you go, I can get the Sunshine Sports Network, or I could get USA Network.
Yeah.
You only pay for the channel you want.
All
You
I
don't
want
pay-
is weather and Playboy. It's only two I want.
you can get 'em.
Now, if you get this flat digital antenna, do you need to have a digital TV? Because my TV isn't digital; it's still the big fat one that's on the TV stand.
No, at Walmart, for instance, you can probably buy them in a kit form. You get the antenna and you get the digital to analog converter. And what it really is not necessarily converting it to analog. It has an output of audio and video, which goes to the back of your older TVs, or it has an output of coax, which can go to the back of your TVs. So you would change channels remote control on the set-top box, and you just leave your TV on a different input source.
Oh, okay.
Like HDMI input source or coax import source or whatever.
Now, I do have a cable input for my internet.
Right.
Now, let's say that I got one of these devices. See, Robin has one. It's what is it called? IdeaPad?
Yes.
Or like a Kindle
IdeaPad.
Fire or something like that.
Yep.
Now, they advertise that you can put a wire into the Kindle
Yes.
and attach it to your TV, and whatever you're getting off the internet now becomes a TV picture.
Exactly.
Wow, that's cool.
That is just how easy it is. And the TV sets, I mean, even though we want bigger and bigger and bigger, if you had a 24-inch monitor, like I see your monitor is probably like 21 inches,
Okay.
maybe 19. But if you were to have like a 24-inch or a 32-inch monitor, even with split screens, so you only had to have one, let's say, that you're looking at right now, you could have one side, the channel that you'd like to watch, and the other side, what you're doing. You just tell the computer to split it.
And are digital digital TVs expensive, or are they
coming
down in
way
price?
down? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, my wife and I, we've procrastinated. We are procrastinators. I'll be the first to admit that. And we have not purchased a large screen yet. And basically, every time you go to buy a large screen, let's say the price is $1,100, and you'll say, well, next year there'll be a new model, so that model will be cheaper. What they do is they just continue that older model. So you can only get the newer model. They're artificially inflating, but they're in the Black Fridays and the different holidays. Man, can those prices come down?
Wow.
Oh,
You
really?
can probably get a 55-inch TV for $500.
So,
wow.
by the way, the phone lines are open if you want to ask Jim a question about any of this stuff. The number is the WOCA Climate Control Source Hotline, 622-WOCA. So, do you feel comfortable recommending brand names? Are there certain, like it used to be, I don't know, Zenith, wasn't that the name to get when we were kids?
Oh, yeah.
We still own our Zenith TV. That's why I'm saying because the picture we get on our Zenith cathode ray tube TV
Yeah, right.
is gorgeous. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous.
So they did a good job. And are the TVs going to last? The ones that are out right now, are they going to last as long as those ones did that we had?
The answer is no. A lot of the plasma screens are already starting to go bad.
Oh, really?
The LEDs, light emitting diodes, like you can get LED lights for your studio. We're going to put LED lights in your studio, for instance.
Right.
That's natural daylight. You won't see any yellow.
Oh.
It will be natural daylight. You can grow marijuana in your studio. It'll be natural daylight.
Oh,
Did you hear that,
cool.
Jim?
I'm getting a plant.
Robin was misleading everybody. We don't even touch this stuff. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yeah, good morning, I had emailed something over to Robin yesterday regarding a new Wi-Fi that Greyhound is putting on their buses, and I don't know if she gave you the article or not, but
Looks like you got up to go get it. Yeah. All right. So
so
this Wi-Fi.
I thought I would pass that along to you.
Well, that's a good selling point. So for customers, our passengers on the Greyhound will be able to use their Wi-Fi devices.
Yes,
Oh, that's cool.
and you don't have to turn them off when the bus starts.
I had put it in Jim's box, and I forgot to get it out this morning before he came in, so I do apologize for that slip up.
Okay, have a good day, all.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Yeah, good morning, Jim. What if you have a TV set, let's say 55-inch or whatever, flat screen, if you left it on all the time, would it last longer than turning it on and off each day several times?
Normally, I think the answer to that is no. It wouldn't. On and off is not your critical on your TV set. Leaving it on is if it's an LED or a plasma.
Yeah.
Now, LED will last forever. So if we're LED, the idea is you can leave that thing on forever and ever. And I think they're guaranteed like 10,000 hours.
Yeah.
No.
You know, every once in a while, they used to, I don't know if they do anymore, like, let's say like a Walmart store in their TV area, they run those TV sets, 24/7, and then you'll have a sale every year or so for one of the sets that's been on forever. Would you advise not buying a set like that?
No, you could buy that because you're not going to leave it on 24/7. You're probably going to watch it maybe 8 hours a day.
Yeah, but if it's been on for 1 year all the time, isn't it kind of worn out?
Yes, it is a little bit, but it doesn't quite work that way. It's really, we have a saying in the industry that if it works out of the box, it's going to work. If it's going to go bad, it's going to go bad within the first 30 days.
Yeah.
And if you ever been to the Sears resale store?
Yeah.
Well, then you know how that works. You buy a 55-inch, maybe it's 4 inches thick, and then you realize you could have bought one somewhere else that's only 2 inches thick, so you return it. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
They sell that thing for like 40% off of the price you bought it for.
Yeah. Have you ever done a survey on the average length the TV is on in a household?
Yeah, we think the TV's on it really depends with children. Because let's just say when Robin's children were younger, she may have used it as just background noise to cover up the kids yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
She could have used it as a babysitter because there was different ages. Different ages in the house.
Yeah.
And then by the time she was finally tired of listening to it, the husband came home and he wanted to watch the news. And in some instances, that sets on like 20 hours a day.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, when the kids, or even the adults for that matter, play those games and that stuff on the TV, is that hard on the picture?
No, what's really hard on a picture is leaving it exposed to one view. So, for instance, if Larry had a closed-circuit TV camera in here and he had it aimed out at the pond, and it was always looking at the pond, even though the view changed. There was a bird in the view one day and there was a turtle in the view the next.
Yeah.
After about 3 or 4 months, when he turned that camera to a different location, the image would have been burnt into the CRT.
Yeah.
Oh.
But the image will probably not be burnt into an LED or a plasma.
Oh yeah. That kind of reminds me of something a few years back. I don't know if they're still around or not, but they used to have, you could set your TV to make it look like a fireplace and have it, like it was burning,
Yes.
for hours on end. In fact, I had a relative that had that, and when you'd go at Christmas time or whenever you were there, he would always have that on, and that it looked like a fireplace going. I don't know if I guess it was a tape or whatever it was. Now that was probably not good for the TV.
No, it's fine because that image is flickering and moving. But I like the one that has the fish aquarium.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
We have a friend of ours that's got a 65-inch, and he has it like a fish aquarium.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not just the same scene over and over again. Someone must have videotaped this aquarium for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And you put it on, and the fish are changing each other. I mean, and you really think because it's so bright and brilliant, like Finding Nemo type movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just gorgeous, and you have an aquarium in your house.
Yeah.
Wow.
We just recently bought a new TV set, and we set it on Vivid for the brightest, strongest picture that I like the best.
Right.
Would it be better to have it like toned down a little bit?
No, you can do that.
Okay, it doesn't have nothing to do with the length of the picture then or nothing, huh?
No, not really.
It'll just jade you to the real world, that's all. You'll walk outside and not be impressed anymore with the green grass. You'll say, that's not green.
Yeah, very good. Okay, thanks a lot, you guys.
Yes.
Thank you.
Goodbye.
I think you have another phone call, Jim. Good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Yes, we go camping, and there's been times that we've been around the area, and the camping sites did not have cable, and so we were out one place here around Ocala, and the only channel I could get was the Marion County School Board channel and Channel 2, I think it was, out of Orlando. This product you're talking about, that would work any place then.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, if you go to any RV place here in Ocala, you will see they have a little motorized lift, for lack of a better term. So the antenna sits flat on top of the RV, and then when you push a button, it raises up, and then you have your TV inside, and you can watch literally 20 to 30 channels depending upon what part of the country you're in.
Really?
So,
wow.
and that's
Cool.
crystal clear. Crystal clear.
Wow, that's good, and that's very affordable. So, holy moly,
Oh, yeah.
that's good. Gee, my wife doesn't want to hear that. Then she'll know I'll be sitting there watching sports instead of making my hot dogs or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Thanks a lot, Jim. Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
So would that work on a house then?
It
the,
would.
The
That's
RV
why.
antennas?
Yeah, we just want you to get it above the roof line. In other words, the higher the better. So you can buy a 30-foot telescopic mast at Lowe's. Probably cost you about
30 feet.
Yeah, but you're not going to raise it the full 30 feet. You're going to raise it about 20. You're going to collapse it inside of itself so it has more strength.
Really?
All right. And so you're just raised. So 10 foot's your roof line.
Yeah. Okay.
And you need another 10 foot to get it above your roof line.
Right.
And then when you do, if you can turn it left and right and have your TV on, you'll see the picture will come through crystal clear. It'd be so surprising, it's spooky. And if you bought it at a Sears or Walmart and it didn't work for you, you could take it back. It's not like you bought it for life.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, I love that. Wow. But again, this is what you do for a living. You put cable in people's homes.
You're right.
They're going to say, I don't need cable anymore. I got my my antenna now from the RV shop.
So what we were trying to say about the TV channels is when it was analog, Channel 2 was Channel 2. When it went digital, they can stuff as many as 5 channels inside Channel 2.
Is it all WESH? Are they doing all of them?
All WESH.
Really?
What they've done is they've only gone as high, I think right now, is 2.1 and 2.2.
So what's the difference between 1 and 2?
All right, so 2.1 might be 24-hour a day of weather. So they would have all their weather on
Really?
there. All right. And then, and they'd have all the local commercials on there, but they would not have the ABC or NBC programming.
Okay.
They would only have that. But if you wanted all the local information, but you didn't care about the I Love Lucy reruns, or
Right.
you didn't care about, the other things. And then the other 2.2 might be Me TV, My TV, This TV, Bounce TV, Live Well TV, and they are 24 hours a day of the old movies that just run continuously, or the old sitcoms that run continuously. So you can watch Daniel Boone, you can watch Robin, Batman, you can watch all that stuff. The Green Hornet, whatever was a
Wow.
video.
Do you have this?
We have that on our TV system, yes.
But you have.
Oh, nice.
Oh, you mean on your cable system?
We do.
You have the same thing as we can get on the little.
Exactly.
Antenna,
For instance,
okay.
if you have DirecTV, you can pick up Channel 2, but you can't pick up 2.1 and you can't pick up 2.2.
Oh, okay.
But if you have the outside antenna,
I see what
you
you're
can get
saying.
2, 2.1, 2.2.
Which is another selling point for American cable services.
Well, no, it's the only point for off the air. I mean, let's face it. The U.S. government did a great thing when they had off-air broadcasting, and now the off-air broadcasters are threatening to come off the air. I was at a TV convention in January in Orlando, and Fox stood up, the president of Fox, and he said, we are thinking very seriously, since the government's always making us change our frequencies and move us around, and there's so much we have to do to conform to being off-the-air broadcasters. Number one, we're going to we're going to lease our cell tower, our antenna tower, to a cell company. We'll make more money leasing our tower.
Okay.
Then we're going to take our programming and we're going to put it on the internet. So now we won't have to comply with any FCC rules. We won't have to do any kind of public where it says if you have this congressman in today, you have to have that congressman in tomorrow. We will be strictly an internet provider. And CBS, they all want to do it. They're just all afraid to do it. If you read the trade magazines or New York papers, you'll see where the Congress has said, okay, if any one of you guys does that, we're going to start revoking all your licenses.
Oh,
okay.
no.
So they want to be in control.
Yeah.
The government.
Yeah, the government wants to be. Because it was set up as a free. Now, even though it's going to be on the internet, we don't have a wired nation.
But that'll be changed.
See, we're going towards a wired nation, but we don't have it. I mean, you go to Pahokee, Belglade, Clewiston, Amokla. Think about it. There's not that many people on the internet.
I have another question for you, but let me go to the phone first and say good morning. You're on the air with Jim George.
Hi, Larry. Hi, Jim. This is June,
Hi,
and
June.
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I have a Panasonic plasma TV, and the picture is absolutely great. But when I bought it, the salesman told me, and what makes me call you is because you just said something about that. Make sure that you either cover the front of the TV if it's facing somewhere where the light comes in, because it could imprint. And then I just heard you say that that's not true in a plasma, and I'm just wondering if what you told me was wrong or not, because I do keep a cover on the front of the TV, and I'm just wondering if I should be doing it. And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you so much.
Sure. Well, we're basically speaking about two separate things. One is an image being imprinted on the screen due to the fact that let's assume you are watching a program and you paused it. And that image is going to be paused for, let's say, a day or so. That image would, on a normal set, would start to imprint itself. By normal, I mean an old CRT tube. It would take months and months to do it. What he's speaking about is the sunshine coming through, and let's say it comes through and it hits the screen for like 3 hours a day. It will start to erode the plasma surface of that screen, so he wants you to cover it. That's why the LEDs were created, the LCDs were created.
Okay, let me ask you the question I have. This is from a visit I had last Saturday with my brother. My brother was at home in Port Charlotte, which is not where he lives.
Right.
The house is actually the house of his mother-in-law who has passed away, and the house is for sale, but it's in a nice place, so he and his wife decided to go there for some rest and relaxation.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's no cable hooked up at all. He's watching TV, and he's got his internet on his laptop. I said, Bill, how do you do that? You have no antenna, no cable, no nothing. He says, I have a hotspot on my smartphone.
Yes.
What? What the heck is that?
Well, you know a little bit about the Blu-ray and Bluetooth.
Okay.
All right. Basically, and this is an area that I wish my IT guy was here. He could tell you more about it. But there's a way in which you can have your TV talk to your cell phone and vice versa. So you could get on your cell phone or your laptop, and you could, whatever you're viewing there, you can send to the TV.
Okay, but
wirelessly.
Okay, I understand sort of kind of that, but it sounded like his smartphone.
Right.
His smartphone was actually working like a modem, like a Wi-Fi modem.
Yeah, what happens is the cell phone picks up the signal and transmits it to the computer, and then the computer sends it to the
TV?
To the TV. Yeah, like when I drive to North Carolina, my IT guy takes his cell phone and puts it on the dash. And then he surfs the internet and does whatever he wants to with his laptop. And so he uses his 4G to receive it, and then he uses his...
so why don't we have that?
Wow.
Why isn't that the norm? Why don't we just have a hotspot box? Forget this. If you don't want a smartphone, just get a hotspot box. That way no cable comes into the house. Not that we don't... I mean, cable's not a big deal, but it seems like it would save a lot of money for you guys. You don't have to stretch cable all across the world for this.
Well, that's what 4G is trying to do, and now that 4G is, impregnating the nation and, fairly decent, 5G is coming out. So, it's going to get better.
What a
and better.
Tagline. Impregnating the nation.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at
Put
those
on a
maps,
t-shirt.
4G, impregnating the nation. Yeah, that's a slogan right there.
That's a slogan. You got to have that, Jim.
yeah, well, I like that CCD this morning, the canine.
Compulsive disorder.
Yeah, canine compulsive disorder.
All right, so this is the way we're going. So eventually, cable won't even be around. We'll all have these little hotspot things.
Right, DirecTV and Dish TV both are trying to buy wireless frequencies, like cell phone frequencies.
Uh-huh.
And once they buy them, and Dish has already bought one for like $2.1 billion.
Wow.
But the FCC has not authorized them yet to transmit. But once they do, they will offer wireless internet and DirecTV, well, in this case, Dish, off of wireless. So all you'll do is get your little laptop and you'll get DirecTV, or your TV and get DirecTV.
And it'll be everywhere. It won't just be in your home. It'll be in your car, your tent, wherever you want.
Well, it'll be a wireless frequency, but they would have to put the cell towers up just like AT&T, or they'll lease space on cell towers. Yes.
Right.
And that way, that will guarantee that the picture isn't interrupted, because with dish antennas, if there's inclement weather, the picture goes away and it gets all scrambling.
Well, it'd be as good as your cell phone reception is in your home. So, like in our case, if I want to answer if you called me at my house, I have to go outside to answer it.
Okay.
And that's true if I have AT&T. That's true if I have Verizon. That's true. And I'm just a normal house, but we somehow are in an area where there's no cell towers.
Right.
So it's like being in the forest and trying to use your cell phone.
So cable's still more reliable because it's there.
Yeah, a wired nation. And everybody was rushing, a couple of years ago to do fiber to the home. And I met with the city of Ocala yesterday, and I was asking the guy from the city, how many homes do you have hooked up to your fiber? And he said, well, we're not pushing it. We probably have 200 people hooked up to our fiber. And this is a great fiber network the city has.
Why aren't they pushing it?
Well, because if someone wants it, they're not in competition with the phone company. They're not in competition with the cable TV company.
Okay.
They're a service. Like in your office here, you have the city of Ocala feeding you internet.
Right.
But CenturyLink is in that business. Cox is in that business.
Yeah.
They don't want to compete. They want to be a city, but if you ask for it, they'll do it. So in your case, you asked for the internet. I was at a insurance company yesterday, and the guy says, I want to thank you for recommending Ocala Electric Utility as our internet. They came in here and gave us a 50 by 50 for $99.
Wow.
What, you mean a TV? 50,
No, 50
what does that mean?
Well, most cable services, whether it be Cox or Time Warner or CenturyLink, can give you a 1 by 5.
Which is?
Well, you can surf the internet at 5 meg.
Okay, see, that's over my head, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
because we've got a 10 megs, I think,
Yeah.
with CenturyLink.
But try imagine if it was a 50 meg.
Oh, I
Okay,
see.
now I think I
now
understand.
I mean,
Okay.
he was changing channels, showing me the insurance rates. I mean, bam, 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 bam. I was going, wow, that's fast. He said, yeah, I have a 50 by 50 lead, thanks to you recommending Ocala Electric Utility.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, some good information today for sure. Hope everybody was taking notes. If not, we did record it. We'll put it up on Facebook by this afternoon. Jim, how do we get a hold of you? What's your number?
Certainly, it's area code the same as Ocala here, and 352. But the telephone number is 854-9795.
Okay, and Robin did put that on the guest list for Friday. Every Friday you see Jim's name there. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Well, what a fun conversation.
Well.
All right, we'll take a little break. Be right back.
Ocala's information station, 1370 WOCA.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Life jackets save lives. Wear it, Florida. More clouds and sun today with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm.